Child of Light is an indie role-playing game originally released in late April 2014. The story follows Aurora, an Austrian princess stranded in the distant land of Lemuria. We witness her coming of age as she tries to find her way back home, meeting friends and harnessing her own power along the way. The game was published by Ubisoft and developed by their Montreal studio. Originally for the PC, the game has been ported to basically everything else, so you're spoiled for choice. The game received critical acclaim for its story, art direction, and divine soundtrack composed by Canadian artist Gal de Pirates. This game's turn-based RPG elements come as a surprise since it looks like a regular platforming side-scroller at first. But once you get the hang of it, it's a fun time, and I highly recommend it. I'm let's playing this game alongside this collection of dresses, so if you're interested in seeing gameplay, it's linked up in the cards. We start at the game getting our bearings. Aurora has just woken up and is lost in the forest. The only hint we have is to head east to the old monastery. Along the way, we meet Anagulus, who accompanies us to see the lay of the forest, and our prologue ends with us gaining fairy wings and a mission to find the sun, moon, and stars. I will be Frankensteining two commercial patterns this time, Skirt A from Simplicity 8444 and the bodice from McCall's 2035 mannequin pattern, with of course slight adjustments for a better fit. This bodice claims to be self-lined, but since I have to cut it on the fold along with the skirt, there's not enough room for that, so I'm using actual lining. I'm using a light poplin as the main fashion fabric and broadcloth for the lining. Before we do anything, we need to do the darts. Darts are used to give a garment a more tailored look and hug your figure a bit better. They're also magical if you have anything over a B cup. When working with 100% cotton, I like to dampen the center fold of the dart with a hand towel before folding so it'll keep its shape when I'm sewing it. When sewing darts, you want to start at the bottom and then let the needle trail off the point, then tie it off at the top. Backstitching will bulk up the point and we don't want that. Now to actually start putting things together. This pattern is already better than Simplicity 8444 because the instructions actually tell you to understitch your straps so the ends aren't exposed. And we will do just that. But first I'm going to put the top row of trim on. I'm going to place it a little bit under the very top to leave room for the understitching seam allowance. I made the last minute decision to put some of the trim along the darts as well. Now for the hardest part, the shirring. The general rule I use for shirring is your elastic should be about half the length of your fabric piece. If you pulled string through a waistband before, this is the same idea. It's not conceptually very hard, but it is easy to mess up. Stitch the rows you're going to put your safety pin through, and get pulling. Now to stitch the elastic in place. And attach it to the front. Our bodice is finished, now for the skirt. I decided to do the end seams for both the main fabric and the lining, and attach the trim before gathering either of them. The trim is going on the lining. Lining the skirt was also a last-minute decision of mine, as I wanted to give the end result more body, which ultimately turned out great, but it was a bit of an adventure. I tried to gather the main fabric and lining together, but it turned out to be much more of a hassle than I thought. I didn't want to gather them separately, so I tried to shortcut, but it did work out on the end. I paired this with a blouse I designed especially for this collection with some handmade tights, some Taobao shoes, a black onyx ring I got off Etsy, and a moon crown. I unfortunately don't remember what the brand is, I just remember that I bought it at the 2019 Endless Night Vampire Ball.